Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sydney, and if you are new here, this is just a place where we can talk about true crime, spooky, scary stories, dark history, or anything else I got going on in my brain. So we are back today with another creepypasta and White Claw. However, we are going to switch it up a little bit today. Change is good, change is needed. Today we're going to be looking at some no sleep stories, and if you don't know, no sleep is a subreddit where people can just post their creative, scary stories, and people have to kind of make believe that they are in this world. So everything is kind of in its own little universe. It's really fun, and there are some really great stories. So I thought we'd look at a couple of them today, and I decided to switch it up and do a different seltzer as well because White Claws just are not doing it for me these days. So we are gonna try, this is a, what is it? Blueberry lemonade cocktail. It smells actually really good. That's a 10 out of 10. That's pretty good. See, like, why can't White Claw just make something that doesn't taste like fizzy water with some flavor thrown into it? Like somebody hit you in the face with a grapefruit. You know what I mean? Num num num. Okay. Let's get into today's stories. All right. Our first story today is written by TheCrystalGem, and it is called Emergency Alert. Emergency alert. This is not a test. Immediate threat for residents of. May be wary of severe winds, lightning, severe rain, flash floods. Residents are advised to stay indoors. Please lock or bar all entryways into your home. Restrain from using any devices that emit light or loud noise. Please enter a room with no windows. Effective indefinitely. Issued by the National Weather Service. This was the message I was greeted with in the middle of an episode of Big Bang Theory in my living room. Frozen halfway with a fork full of Kraft mac and cheese, I sat bolt upright and turned around to look out the window. The sky, as I thought, was crystal clear. A few clouds, but nothing crazy. No rain, no thunder, nothing. Confused, I turned off the TV, erasing the alert from my screen. My two dogs came walking over to me, and I patted them on their heads. One of my dogs, the other's brother, was shaking profusely from the buzzing noise that always showed up with Amber Alerts and the like. I left them in the living room and walked through the kitchen and onto the front porch. My neighbors, too, were standing outside their houses, all looking at the sky in bemusement. An immediate threat? Didn't seem like it, I thought, as my phone started buzzing with the same tone. One by one, everyone else's phones started buzzing too. I should explain, I guess, that I've never experienced a severe weather warning for real. Not once in my life. I suppose it should come as no surprise, seeing as I live in Oregon of all places. I suppose maybe it was just a mistake, but just as a thought floated across my mind, I heard the siren. The siren of squad cars coming down the street. An officer talked through the speakers. This is not a drill. Please enter your homes immediately. Do not go outside under any circumstances. Never being the kind of guy to ignore higher authorities, I entered my house nervously, turned off all the lights on the above-ground floors, and took my dogs into the basement with a sleeping bag, some food, my phone, a charger, some spare batteries, a flashlight, and the other essentials. I called my brother, who lives a couple blocks away, and asked him if he had gotten the message. He had. I considered saying that we should stay together to wait out the storm, but then I figured we'd probably get in trouble for that. So I hung up, got comfortable in my sleeping bag, and started browsing Reddit. Eventually I fell asleep. When I woke up, I realized that I still didn't hear any rain. Seriously, nothing at all. More confused than ever, I decided to see if the alert had been called off. I turned on my phone and called my brother again. I went straight to voicemail though, so I gave up. I decided to risk it and go upstairs. I had to squeeze between the door and the wall to keep my dogs from following me upstairs, but I won and they stayed in the basement. I walked through my kitchen to the front door and looked out the window part of it. As I squinted to see outside in the dark, strange, seeing as it was only 2 p.m., judging by my clock, the TV flickered briefly. I looked around at it and it flickered again. But this time, every device on the ground floor flickered. Thinking little of it, I turned around and looked through the door again. Every house on the block had its lights turned off. Nobody was outside, except for one teenage girl. A thin, short-haired girl wearing what looked like a pillowcase walked unsteadily down the street, very slowly, looking as though she was having some difficulty. I turned around, now extremely confused and worried, and got the dog's food bowls, which I had forgotten earlier. When I looked up, one of the houses, the one diagonally across from mine, had its lights on and one of its windows broken. I shuddered and rushed back into the basement as the light flickered intensely. This is really fun. I absolutely hate emergency alerts. I know that they help us, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. They're fucking scary. So this is terrifying. Like, not knowing what's actually happening. The sky's fucking blue and you're getting like a severe weather alert. That's so strange. I'm excited to read on. I locked the door to the basement and sat on an old tattered couch that I had brought down here. The basement is where I put everything I didn't have room for. So yeah, it's packed. Oh, yeah. I forgot to mention something that might be worth noting. I live in a small town. A very small town, probably with a population of 500 or less. As a matter of fact, it isn't even on most maps. We never make any news, we never have any scandals or anything. This is the first interesting thing that's happened, I think, since Miss lost her dentures to a raccoon. So it's possible this whole thing seems way worse than it is. Call me crazy, but until a few minutes ago, I was thoroughly enjoying myself. I love these scenarios, and my basement is totally secure, so I'm having the time of my life. Well, I was. I decided to turn on my radio. What harm could it do, as long as I didn't turn up the volume too high? I was surprised to find that our local radio station was still up and running. They were talking about the weather, so I listened hard for any news that I hadn't heard. There wasn't any. They were just as confused as us. Not wanting to listen to crappy pop music indefinitely, I tuned it to another station. This one was one I hadn't heard before.
Could you give me the status of county? Over. No new developments? Over. Okay. Any fatalities? Over. What part of no new developments do you not understand, McClellan? A squad car will be passing over there soon to scan the area for the target. Over. Any ETAs on that? Over. No, not yet. Over. Any words from HQ, Jones? Over. No, McClellan, not yet. Not since 013 first got out. Over. Well, let me know when they contact you. Over.
At that point, I lost the signal. Well, not really, but the connection got so weak that I could barely make out anything that they were saying. I figured I must have found a police communication channel, and that I had been left with no answers whatsoever. That was about 45 minutes ago as of me writing this now. Guys, I don't know what's going on. Do any of you live near me? You'll know if you've received the warning. I'd say what county I live in and which ones were affected, but I don't know for privacy reasons. Anyways, I'll keep you guys updated, okay? Until then, wish me luck. So I started reading some of the other stories that I had picked out for today, but as I was reading them, I was like, I kind of just want to keep reading emergency alerts. So I think we're going to switch things up. New concept. We are just going to read the rest of emergency alerts. So I'm very excited. I just kept thinking about it. I'm like, I really want to know what happens. So let's go back to our friend in Oregon here. Emergency alert update 2. Hello everybody, sorry about the wait. I know a lot of you have been waiting to hear more about my current situation. I have, however, been reading and responding to some of your comments, and I have some new insight into maybe what's going on. I still have access to the police radio channel, but I haven't heard a good signal from it since my first attempt, and I haven't tried looking at it very much. About an hour ago, however, I did get into it, and I wrote down everything as I heard it.
Officer Jones, you there? Over. I am. Who is this? Over. Officer Sloan, sir. Do you have any intel from HQ? Over. Afraid not. I just got done talking to McClellan and that SOB Kowalski. Any word over on your end? Over. Not since the last broadcast about 45 minutes ago. Last thing I heard was about the footage of the wreck. Over. Yeah, suspected as much. How are you holding up, Sloan? Over. All right, all things considered. And you, Jones? Over. Well enough. I'll tell you, if 013 doesn't turn up fast, I might end up like poor old Officer Brown, with my brain scattered all over the ceiling. Over. Rest his soul. At this point, Jones and Sloan went silent for a good 10 seconds at least. Well, I guess I better get in touch with Kowalski. I put him in charge of examining some of the wreck footage. Wish me luck. Over. Yes, sir? Over.
Sloan disconnects, and Jones waits a minute to call Kulowski.
Kulowski? This is Jones. Over. Jones, hey, I'm just starting on that wreck footage. I haven't noticed anything out of the ordinary, but time will tell. Over. Right. Look, Kulowski, I need you to focus. This is one of the weirdest parts of the whole ordeal. Think about it. A cop crashes into a telephone pole in a deserted road in broad daylight. Over. With all due respect, it might have been an honest mistake. I mean, come on, it's pretty dark out there, what with the disturbances we're all trying to prevent 013 from releasing. Over. Look, we all know 013 is an anomaly. That's nothing new, but I'm telling you, either he found her and she got the upper hand, or let's just say I'm not ruling out suicide. Over. Whatever. Hey, let me get back to the...
Also worth noting, the emergency broadcast I receive has now been updated to say that the emergency services have been suspended indefinitely and that leaving one's house is punishable by law. Also, I took a look over the format of the broadcast and the interface of it. This is one I've recognized before, but in my confused state I had been unable to tell. Weird. But what hasn't been lately? I've been doing all right as of late, but I'm still paranoid at every sound I hear. As I started writing this, the wind picked up, and I can hear the rain hitting the roof, getting harder by the minute. Looks like the weather warning wasn't entirely bullshit, huh? So I took my dogs up to the shower to do their business, as one of you suggested. I haven't gone upstairs yet, but I have nothing else to report, and I don't want to give you a half-assed update, so I'm going to take a gander out the window and document what I see as I see it. I just went upstairs. I think I'll take the box of samosas down with me when I go. Hell, I'll take the samosas and the Thin Mints. Hell yeah, bitch. I just went to the window. I don't see anything, but the neighbor's window is still very broken. The street is very dark and all the lights are off. Now it's raining though. The streets are overflowing with water almost, and they're the first flash of lightning. Thunder came almost immediately. The storm is right over us, right over our little town. The girl doesn't seem to be outside anymore, but I'll keep my eyes open. Weird. After that first strike of lightning, the sky is lighting up every few seconds. Like I said, nobody around here, including me, is very informed on severe weather, seeing as it never comes our way, but I'm pretty sure that's not normal. What the fuck? Okay, the neighbor's door just opened, the one with the broken window. Nobody's there though, it must have been the wind. I hope he noticed. Come to think of it, maybe I should give him a call and see how he's doing. We talk sometimes, after all. It would be nice to hear from somebody going through the same shit. Wait, I can see him. He's lying on the floor. Oh shit, the girl just came to the door. I ducked under the window. I don't think she saw me. I'm gonna peek out the window just to check. She's walking down the street now. She just passed my house. I don't know why she'd willingly go outside in weather like this, in a scenario like this, but whatever, I'm going back down to the basement. I called my brother earlier. He hasn't gone upstairs in a while. Good thing, too. He said he'd heard a crash from one of his neighbors' houses a little while earlier, but nothing too loud. Nothing loud enough to cause serious concern. Weird. As I'm writing this, my dogs look worried. Without them, I would have lost my mind by now. Without you guys, too. It's nice having people to talk to in a time like this. Maybe they have to go do their business again. It's risky, though, seeing as my bathroom is upstairs. I'm going to take them upstairs, but I'll take my phone with me. We just entered the bathroom. Nothing out of the ordinary. Okay, they're done. We're going back downstairs. I'm going to duck past the windows, though. Come to think of it, I should really invest some blinds for that window. I just went into the basement, but as I passed the window, I saw her pass it too on the other side. I don't think she saw me, but holy fuck, why is she out there wandering like this? By now, it's crossed my mind multiple times that she is 013. And from this close, that pillowcase looks a bit more like a hospital gown. Shit, guys. I'd phone the cops, but I don't even know their number. I need to go. I'll update you guys soon. Until then, assume I'm alive. Okay, I'm back. I'm cold. Sorry. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my special hell. It's been raining a lot lately. Rain and thunder. And the wind is really howling something terrible. But as of yet, I'm all right. I haven't heard anything from the cops who, according to some users who told me cops no longer use radio channels to communicate, maybe something else, like an independent organization, like storm chasers or something, but chasing an escaped mental patient instead of storms. Anyway, me and the dogs are doing fine at this point. Nothing has really transpired since my last update. I know, I should really stop going upstairs, okay, but I need to. I only have enough food for today. I guess I could stretch it to tomorrow if I really rationed it. The lights just flickered. I mean, sure, they've been doing it a lot lately, but that time it lasted a while. Anyway, I checked the alert on my phone again, but nothing about it was different. I recently ran upstairs to get some towel and plastic bags to deal with the dog's defecation, but I didn't see the girl, who I'm assuming is 013, and whom I'm just going to refer to as 013 for now. My neighbor's door was closed again, but that's the only thing that's changed. As I'm writing, I can hear a siren. Not the one I've heard before, closer to a police siren than anything else, but still a bit different. I considered going up to check it out, but you guys would kill me, right? I really hope all of this ends soon. I only have bread, ramen that I have no way of cooking safely, potato chips, saltines, water, and fucking salad dressings out my ass. So if this goes on for more than 2 or 3 more days, I'll have to eat Pete or Mabel. I'm kidding, I'd sooner eat my own calf. By the way, I did Google my area. There was nothing in the news about it whatsoever, which was weird, seeing as our town wasn't entirely off the map. I called a few of my neighbors last night. None of them picked up. 2 went straight to voicemail. I chatted with my brother, and things are no better for him. I can't put this off any longer. I'm going upstairs to get some food, and I'll take my phone with me. I just put some food in a bag. I crawled past the window, of course. When I went up there, the rain started coming down even harder. I could hear some of my neighbors' doors opening and closing. Some shutters shook in the distance. The shutters of the window in my living room are open. I guess 013 could see in if she wanted to, but no way in hell am I fixing that shit right now. Okay, I'm back downstairs again. I'm gonna try and contact the cops again. So far I'm getting no signal. Okay, no luck. Hold on. I'm getting something, but it's really faint. Going. Check. Street. Okay. Careful. Ready. All times. Okay, let me know how it goes when... Over. That's all the legible phrases I could get out before I lost the signal. But now I know someone's coming down the street. Also, you guys told me that cops don't actually say over at the end of each sentence group. Okay, I have 2 theories. One being that they just don't know that, and the other being that they're trying to make themselves seem like cops so that if someone unauthorized finds the channel, then they'll think that they're just listening to the police. I don't know if these people are trustworthy, or if I should be concerned about someone coming down my street, but so far they haven't entered any houses. So even if they're paranormal Nazi spy demons, I should be good. I honestly don't think 013 has any malicious motives. She doesn't seem to be the kind of test subject that lives in a 5-star room, so she may very well be fleeing for her own safety. But I do know that she is dangerous. Another thing, a lot of people seem to be picturing this girl as Elle from Stranger Things. However, when I say that she was a teenager, I didn't mean 13-ish years old. I mean somewhere from 16 to 20 something. And by short hair, I didn't mean she had a buzz cut, just short hair and choppy short of fringe. Not like an emo fringe, just unevenly cut. So far, it doesn't seem like anything's gonna happen today, but I still have some space to fill, so I'll just tell you how I've been feeling lately or something. What the fuck? The radio just turned on. Oh shit. What the fuck? Guys, it just talked. It said,
Open the door.
Guys, I don't know. This is getting weird as hell. It just turned on. I don't know if that was the cops or 013 or something else, but I'm fucking scared. Were they talking to me specifically? My dogs are staring at it now. Oh my god, it just said it again. It sounded so fucking calm. What the hell? Fuck. My dogs just started barking. Okay guys, this is 5 minutes later now. I just got my dogs to start barking, but they're still growling. That was definitely loud enough for people to hear, maybe even through the rain and everything. I'm a bit more calm and collected now, but I'm holding a big ass kitchen knife just in case. This crazy ass psychic girl is gonna come in here and I'm gonna fucking die, guys. Okay, it's been 2 hours later now. She hasn't come in, so I think I might be okay. I almost broke the radio to stop her from using it, but I didn't. I might need it to stay posted on what the cops are doing. But now my power's out. I can only use my lantern and flashlights to light up the room. I have to use my phone with data, and I'm not going back upstairs. Not a fucking chance. My phone probably won't last very long on just my power banks alone. Guys, this might be it. I might actually be fucked this time. If I die tonight, well, My friends know my username. Some of them, at least. Guys, if you are one of the people that knows who I am, please tell my family that I love them and that I tried. I'll try to update you guys soon. Until then, assume I'm alive. It might be wishful thinking, but I don't know how this is going to end. Okay, until I can make a full update, I'll make small ones on here. Wish me luck, guys. I'll need it. Okay, so I definitely think that the cops in this story are an organization kind of like the SCPs, maybe like more independent, but a group of people trying to hunt down supernatural entities, because this girl definitely doesn't seem like she is a human being, if I'm being honest. It just doesn't give the vibe. And now this 013 is trying to contact our user in some way or another and trying to get them to let her in. I am so curious. This is our last update as of now. Okay guys, hey again. I know I left off the last update at a bit of a cliffhanger, but I'm back now and I want to say that so far I'm okay. I have a lantern lit and I have enough food to last until tomorrow afternoon, maybe tomorrow night. The dogs are doing good and we're currently just laying low. I don't even want to risk going upstairs to get more food. Also, I really don't know what my thoughts are on the radio incident. If 013 wanted to get in, surely she could have by now. Unless she's just like one of those old-fashioned vampires who can't enter without permission, and I think my neighbor would disagree on that notion. Oh, speaking of the radio, I did manage to tune it in on the people I've been listening to. I got a better signal than last time, but I still don't have very much information to go by. Anyway, here's what I heard.
Hello? Hello, Officer McClellan. It's present. Over. McClellan, hey, this is Sloan. Over. Sloan, oh, are you ever a sound for sore ears? Over. Nice to hear from you too. Over. How's everything going on your end? Over. Well, considerably better than things have been as of late. Do you think what Jones and the boss said is true? Over. What? About 013? I mean, I want to, so I guess. Over. Everyone wants to believe, but do you actually believe it? Over. Well, I mean, if Kowalski thinks he has a lead, man, fuck Kowalski. He's smart, okay? I'll give him that. Over. Look, I don't agree with everything Kowalski says or does. He's had good ideas and bad ones. Sure, I guess he's got some obscure views on what should be done about 013, but it's not like he's the first one. Personally, I'm right in the middle. I mean, I'm not here out of choice, and we're messing with human life here. Maybe Kowalski's right. Just a bit. Over. Sloan, it's not his opinion in 013. It's just, he's always sort of rubbed me wrong. Look, given the chance, I'd probably quit this shitty job and do something else. I don't really care what happens to 013. But Kowalski? Come on. Does he really need to be here? Does he? He could get by totally unemployed. He's got the money. So why is he sticking around? Over. Sean, stop. Sorry. McClellan. You're making some dangerous accusations here. I can't help but get the feeling that this has something to do with 002. Yes, Sloan, I'm telling you, Kowalski rigged the 002 experiment. McClellan, get it together, sir. Kowalski is a perfectly fine man. I don't know why you have it out for him. I can't tell you that because we're friends, right? And besides, I didn't call to talk about Kowalski. I called to ask if you were going to investigate the radio disturbance on Street. Over. Well, yeah, but I don't see the point. 013 is causing disturbances all over, none of them particularly close to where she is. Over. Yeah, but maybe someone's been listening to us. I mean, usually 013 sends out larger disturbances than that. You never know. And that's the last thing we need. Over. Okay, I get it. Over and out. Bye. Over and out.
Now I'm a bit concerned because they mentioned a radio disturbance on my street, which could have very well be either caused by me or a neighbor listening to them. Also, if there's one thing I learned from that conversation, it's that 013 isn't the only one in existence, seeing as they mentioned a 002. Calling 013 an anomaly, like in the previous update or the one before that, whichever one it was, makes me think that she has something that the others are missing. I've noticed that the weather has calmed down somewhat. I haven't heard anything but light rain coming from up above. Judging from that, as well as the conversation between Sloan and McClellan, I think that this all might be called off soon. I think 013 is going to get found today. I really do. I'm really tired, even though it's early, because I barely slept last night. So I'm going to take a small nap, and I'll post this when I wake up. Okay, so I just woke up about 2, maybe 3 hours later, and the alert on my phone is now all weird. Like, it has letters randomly capitalized every now and then, like it's some cliche ransom letter. I'm just assuming it's a glitch or something, but still, it's a bit weird. It's a little later now, and I'm officially out of food except for 3 granola bars and a single sleeve of saltines. Oh, and 1 water bottle. The basement smells like dog waste and BO, and I want out. Guys, the alert changed again. Now it's totally empty, except for the headline, Emergency Alert, and a URL. I have a really bad feeling about it, seeing as it's probably a virus, but practically squatting in a basement with just 2 dogs to talk to, a phone that can only fully charge once more given the status of my power banks, and storing waste in Ziploc bags, I decided to just say fuck it and click on the link. It took me to a weird site. It's just a black screen, totally black, except for the Google bar thingy and some white text. To me, it looks like a transcript. Here's what it says. The 013 experiment. Notes. Subject is very uncooperative. Subject refuses to eat. Subject seems to display unique traits. Possible anomaly. Ooh, this is so exciting. We finally get to know what 013 is. Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Okay. Day 1. Whitfield. Good evening, young lady. My name is Professor Whitfield. 013. Burn in hell. Whitfield. Now, let's not get off to a bad start. Let's try again. My name is Professor Whitfield, and yours? 013. Fuck you. Whitfield. Dear. They tell me you weren't very cooperative. It's a shame. But I suppose I haven't brought you here to sip tea. I'm here to tell you that you are a very special young woman. And not in the way every child is special. No. You can do things with your mind, can't you? 013. My mind can do things with me. I can't control it. Keep me here any longer and my mind just might slit your throat. Whitfield turns to observer. Shocker. 013 cries out in agony as electricity courses through her. Stop! Whitfield. My name is Professor Whitfield. And you are? 013. Elizabeth Keller, Whitfield. Perfect. Now, I would love to stay and chat, but I'll allow you to get acquainted with your new quarters. 013 is locked in her cell. 013. Let me out. Let me out. Let me go. Open the door. Open the door. Day 2, Whitfield. Well, hello, child. Elizabeth, was it? 013. Elizabeth, yes. Whitfield. So it was. Were you by chance related to a Mrs. Annie Keller? 013. No. Whitfield. No relation? 013. None. Whitfield. Any notable relations? 013. No. Whitfield. None. 013. I already told you no, you bastard. Whitfield. I advise you not to take that kind of tone with me. 013 is shocked again. 013. Why are you keeping me here? Whitfield. I have my reasons. Children like you aren't easy to come by. Now, you've known to cause thunderstorms upon getting angry, correct? 013. Yes. Whitfield. And I've been told you cannot control this. If you get angry, nothing can be done. Theoretically, of course, if I kept it in the right structure, it may be contained. But I digress. Anyway, tell me, Miss Keller, are you familiar with me? Do you know who I am? 013. Yes, you're the head of the local police. Whitfield. That's what the people have been told. No, you see, we aren't police. This town has no true police. No. The people who run this town and enforce the law work for me, but they are no police. We are the MEW Foundation. That stands for Mentally Engineered Weapon. Have you figured out why you're here? 013. Why can't you just let me go? Am I gonna die in here? Whitfield. Relax. The 12 before you faded very well. I don't see why you should be any different. Everything after that was all corrupted. I think they may have found out it was leaked and tried to erase it, but how and why did it leak in the first place? I can't help but think it was 013 in some bizarre attempt to expose the MEW Foundation. Anyway, I'm going to go. I'll keep you guys posted until the update. Okay, see you. Bye. So that was the end of Emergency Alert. Kind of a different feeling, a different vibe than the stories that we've read before, simply because there is no ending. The user never wrote an ending to this story, and that's kind of what I do like about no sleep stories. And this happens sometimes with creepypastas too, but like, it's just somebody's little project that they're working on, and then they move on to bigger, better things. But I really, really like this story so far. It is kind of giving an SCP kind of vibe. You got the MEW, or like the Mew Foundation, which is super interesting. And obviously 013 is an escaped experiment of some kind. I think that either 013 escaped the facility and is now kind of running rampant on this little small town on the map, or because the town is so unnotable, maybe the Mew Foundation kind of set her free on purpose to see how she would react with the environment, since we do know that she can fuck with thunderstorms. Maybe this is something like that, like this is part of the experiment. But anyway, I had a great time. Thanks for joining me for Creepypasta and White Claw, even though it was no sleep and a fucking seltzer. I had a great time. I hope you guys did too. Please feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Do we want more things like this, less things like this? How is your month going? Tell me all the things. I want to know. Keep being the bad bitches that you are. Bye guys.